So it's Mark and Diane with Real Estate News and Views, and we're going to do a little bit of a mid-month update to this terrible market, right, Mark?
Yeah, it's a tough one right now, right? There's a lot more listings, and we're going to cover off where the listings are, how much they went over, where we did last video for May. Sales are sluggish. A lot of negativity out there, lots of uncertainty and sentiment. I don't know, it's rock bottom. I really feel it's finally hit rock bottom, right?
Well, and loads more listings than last time, even.
Right. And that's only been 3 weeks. So, let's go through some inventory. My thoughts on the market right now. I'm I'm seeing low activity, which we've been seeing consistently. I have seen some price changes, but I believe where those price, and I've been looking at some of the price changes that come by, and to me, those people are just not, oh, they've been listed forever. That's why they're reducing. No, they've been listed a few weeks, not enough activity, maybe lack of showings, maybe no offers. So they're reducing some prices to attract that buyer because there is a slew of inventory. And I really think right now you can distinguish between a motivated seller and a not motivated seller in this
You
market,
can.
right? It's becoming more evident. Competition is heating up, and price matters. But will price today jump start the buyer? I don't know. I don't. That's the question that I don't know. Like we can look at pricing and stuff like that on a particular property and go, okay, I'm priced properly based on a sale 2 months ago, but that may not be enough. Sentiment was better 2, 3 months ago than it was now,
I
right?
know.
So you can't really look at it as, you know what, we're priced to sell. You may need to have to sharpen the pencil a little bit more for someone that's serious about selling the property today, just to stand out ahead of the competition and position yourself in a better place. It's
Well,
my
and you know what else, Mark? I think before you decide to sell or if you're going to sell, do a little bit of math here and see what you need to get out if you want to buy. I always tell my clients, let's do the worst case scenario. Like you get the lowest number. And if you get that, can you still buy? Can you move forward and still buy getting that number? Because you still need the 20% down for the next house
oh, for sure, for
if
sure.
if you're buying. So kind of take a look at that. Don't go on best case scenarios because a few years ago when the market was high, you could kind of go on best case scenario. You could say, "Oh yeah, that's going to be 750 all day long." You knew it.
Yeah, not today, where you think it is. And if you're not getting the attention, you have to adjust something. And I was talking to an agent outside on my walk today. And how's it going? Oh, the market stinks. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got a bunch of listings and not selling. And then I'm co-listing one with someone else. And then we reduced the price to a cheap, cheap price, holding off on offers for 5 days. They got one offer. What was the offer? Full list price, right? So,
Which was way below market value, they felt.
correct. And sometimes that doesn't work a lot because that buyer is going, oh my God, look at this. And I get texts from people. Oh, look at this. 999 is like, oh, no, it's 1.3 when I pull up listing, they're looking for this. So be careful with that. And, because I really believe you're going after when you drop it so stupidly like that, you're attracting a buyer that's in that range. Look,
That's right. I had the exact same thing happen last week where somebody wanted to go to one at 799 or 899 or something, but then I looked it up and it was like 1.3.
right. So keep that in mind. So you don't want to attract the wrong buyer for the price point because then you're leaving everything on the table of where the right buyer should be, who's looking at properties. Say it's 899, you went 499. Someone 899 looking at an $800,000 property and above to nine, they're not going down to the $499,000 range. They're not.
No, and I actually called the agent and I said, "Listen, my client's budget is what you're priced at right now, basically." And he said, "Well, we're not withholding offers, but we're going to give it a couple weeks and try to get a bidding war." We're not taking 799.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you didn't get a war. There's no wars going on. I'm sorry. Not in real estate today. There's,
No. And it's still, well, it's just got dropped on Friday and it, of course, still sitting there at the low price. But you're right. You're attracting the people that can't afford what you want anyway.
doesn't work out. So you got to be careful with that. There was a property on White Crescent that we said that went 499, and I ended up calling the agent because he got what 649 or 650 for the property. Nice looking townhouse, mid unit.
Big.
It was big. It was good floor plan. I said, why'd you take 649? Mark, we got four offers. Three of them were in the five ranges, and one was in the six that we got up to, in the six ranges, and we got up to 649, and no conditions. And my client wants to move on. Okay, then he found his right buyer. Congrats, right? But there you go, where three of those offers didn't really help him get his money. Because I
No.
think if he would have listed, if he would have listed that at 649, I think he probably would have got 659, 665. Because it's a decent floor plan, maybe more. I don't know. But you would have got the better class of
Well,
buyers
people
in the sense that qualify at that range. He got the ones that qualified under
for
six,
600.
under six, because it was
Yeah.
499. So
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
six. So you know, just find those strategies, and a lot of people are still trying them, but not working. I saw one on the board today over in Holly, Silver Maple, 569 for three bedroom. It's right off of Marcellus. There's a pothole fee there of two and change. Holding off on offers at 569. Dan, it's not worth much more than 569 the way it looks.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Selling it as is. It's really dated, carpet everywhere. Buddy, what are you thinking? Like, what market are what's in? So, in saying that, there's 119 townhomes in Barrie for sale right now. 89 of them are three bedrooms. Holy cow. There's a bit of product to choose out there today. So, um, if you're motivated to sell in this market, then you got to make sure that you're the best price and the best looking property. Bottom
Yeah.
line.
I'm going to share the board right now just to show people.
So if you like this information, definitely hit the subscribe button. And if anyone's looking for home valuation or wants to buy, click the links in the beginning of our descriptions. We'd love to help you out.
So, Mark, okay, you going to do the math? Our active freeholds right now, we're at 831.
Okay.
Okay, condos.
And I hate to come on here all the time and speak negative, but it's not crap. It's not negative. It's telling people what the market is doing
Well,
right now.
it's the truth. And I mean, unfortunately, I told you. Okay, 269 condos.
1100, right?
So we were at 996 at the end of May.
Yeah. It's 104 listings plus back out some sales. So listings, we haven't seen 1100 in 8, 9 years.
Okay, Mark, no, let me correct you. We have never seen that.
No, going back to
Never.
17.
So you go back, I got to get my little bar here. You go back at the active listings here, which are in black for Barrie, the city of Barrie. Do you ever see that?
No, no.
Even anywhere close to that?
We are in a market with a lot of inventory and a lot of uncertainty right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that uncertainty thing, my gut's telling me that this uncertainty could hang around a lot longer than we all think. Right? We have a Bank of Canada that didn't, lower rates last meeting. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not good, where a lot of people expected that to happen. Will lower rates drive the market? Not 25 basis points, not 50 basis points. If we had, I mean, how long is it going to take for the Bank of Canada to get down a full point? Under six
I
months.
I know that's the whole problem here. Like I
Long.
don't think it's going to do much.
I don't
So
need
if we go in Simcoe County, and I wanted to try this myself, say between now 6 and 7, because we have our inventory numbers, we have 155 now.
Yeah.
And what did we
Go back.
have?
Oh, let's go back to the screen then. So we got 155. Whoops.
So we had 134.
It's went up 20.
Yeah.
So, it's got up 11, 12%, right? Inventory's gone up
In a
that
couple weeks.
couple of weeks. We're seeing on average about 10, 11 sales out of Barrie sometimes. Look, I'm keeping, there's 10 sales today so far in the community.
Well, if I go sold in the last 7 days in Barrie,
Sure. So
29.
29, right? So,
And we have 1,000 flipping listings.
right. So, God, I hate to do that math, but holy cow.
Well, we have 1,100. What I'd like to know is
Okay,
how
so go
many months
condo.
of inventory do we have?
How many sold in condo so I can base it on 1100?
Because I would like to know how many well, we can go back to the spreadsheet to see how many we're averaging sales a month. How many months of inventory do we have?
Holy cow.
Flipping year. We have 8.
8. That's 3.36% of the inventory in the last 7 days. So 3% of the inventory that call has sold this week, right? Not a big number,
Gosh.
right? And you know what I don't understand is that, you can sit at a kitchen table and you can talk to a seller that's, considering listing, and they don't want to listen. They don't want to hear that, well, the market isn't good, but there's 125 townhome listings. You're going to blend in if we're not priced properly. Oh no, ours is better. Oh no, no, we want 750. We want 800. It's not happening.
Well, this is another thing I wanted to show you, Simcoe and Barrie. So I was looking at townhouses and we have 121,
Mhm.
okay?
That's two
Just
better.
in the city of Barrie for sale.
Yep.
And if you look at it, so there's 25 listings per page here, right? And
There's 5 pages.
yes, but the first 3 pages, so 75 are basically almost 650 and under. We got right here like 659 where it starts,
Yep.
but we have, well, 65 of them at least that are under 650.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we have a whole bunch in the sixes here.
And on some of those too, there's a lot of them too that are priced or not in the best areas, um, you know, et cetera, that I find.
No, I know, but there's a lot. Like
There's a
this
lot
is
of
the
product.
thing.
People need to look at this then. If anyone's selling today, should be, I want to sell because I'm moving. I want a bigger, I want to downsize. That's it. Or I'm leaving for a job. That's it. Not a seller. Well, if I'll sell if I get my right number. Don't try it. Save yourself a whole bunch of stress. Don't do it because it's not happening. Let's be honest now. There's no bullshit.
Sorry.
It's that's the discussion that should happen at a kitchen table. It won't go over well, or you're not getting a listing when you say that probably, but who cares? You don't want it anyway. Let's be
No,
honest.
yeah. And I told you, like, I mean, I lost a listing today because I went in and said the market's bad. I don't think I can get you what you're thinking.
As long as you
And they didn't like the negativity. But I
don't want
can't, I'm not gonna blow smoke. Like, I got to tell you the truth because you're not going to sell if you aren't dealing in reality.
this is not a market to speculate in or to think I'm going to get this because of this or we want this price. You're lucky if you get a goddamn showing.
I
Okay.
know.
If you're coming out with real big high expectations here that, I'm not accepting that, I'm not accepting anything lower, then don't waste anyone's time. Because
No.
if I took a listing like that, I'd say, okay, then I'm going to put a value on my time. You're going to pay me for my open houses. If at the end of this contract it doesn't sell, I would be putting it right in there. I want my time compensated for. I want any costs to market the listing paid
But
for.
the problem is, Mark, that the market is so bad and agents are so slow that they're taking these things and like we've said in the past, then they're trying to just talk people into price reductions.
Well, they have no other option. They
Yeah,
have, there's no other options. What do you do? Okay, I'll try at that price. You'll know in the first 10 days if there's nothing going on, you need to do something,
yeah.
right? So,
Well, and I mean, I think I do appreciate the people that have been watching our podcast because to the when I go to a listing appointment or talk to people that have actually been watching us for a while, they get it.
a lot of them do. A lot of them do understand the market, but
Yeah,
a good percentage of them don't, or they don't. No, no, they don't want to accept the market that it is today.
that's right.
They want to accept the 2021 market where it
Hmm.
was, and that's not anywhere close.
No, and that's the problem. Like if you understand exactly what's going on and and you're realistic and you are very motivated to sell,
Mhm.
um, then we're here to help you. I'm not here to block you or to fight with you or to negotiate what you should sell the house for. Like I'm here to help you sell your house so you can move on. I can't help you if you're not going to let me and you're not going to listen to what I'm saying.
There's lots of that, right? We can go through hundreds of listings like that. And we have when we go through our stat videos and we pull up listings and we talk about a certain range. We go, look at the price point on that. Oh my God, it's never going to sell because it's true. It's not going to sell. And if you can position yourself in the market that you're priced okay, but there still could be some fine tuning to get attention if you're priced because I think I see the market changing all the time a bit. It's getting worse for sentiment. Is it a price driven market that we're in that the lowest price is going to win? No, I just don't think the buyers are just really cooled their jets massively.
Well, you know what's funny, Mark, is that every day you go through the hot sheet and I see some solds that I'm shocked with, that I felt like, holy, like that was a high price.
Yeah, some of them I do. It's a mix, right? It's a mix. So good for those sellers that attracted that and got maybe the dollar that they expected, or maybe because I see it too. Holy cow, I was only this in 8 days. I sold for that. Wow,
There was
awesome.
one on, I think, Shelley or
Mhm.
something in the Letitia Heights, and it was cute and no garage or anything. It was detached, but it sold for 725.
Yeah,
No garage in Letitia Heights,
that street's a decent street, I think, if I'm thinking right.
Shelley Lane.
Yeah, isn't it?
It's
What
right
kind
off Frost.
of? Okay.
No, it's not the greatest.
Right.
I mean, it is a nice street. I've sold there with people and they loved it. But if you look at the values in the neighborhood,
Mhm.
that was a huge price for what it was.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Townhouses up there on Burn Circle and all those, they're selling in the fives.
yeah, and there's a lot of them in Burn Circle in that area in the sixes. They should be in the five range, high five range, depending how they show.
Yeah. Well, they're selling in the fives. Like that's the
Some,
thing. You can't just and you and I were discussing this as well. Location, 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 Mark. It matters. And a lot of Toronto agents don't necessarily know, or even agents from out of town, they might not even be in Toronto.
then they better know what they're bringing. If they're bringing their clients up here, you better know what you're doing. You better start to learn the neighborhoods.
Well,
You drive through neighborhoods today, and have a good idea, I can pick out, well, this is a real nice neighborhood. And then I can drive to other areas. This is a pretty shitty area. Like you
Well,
can tell the difference.
you and I were talking about that between the Hollies, the Letitias, the my area, the Prince William Way, where or my old neighborhood. Like there's townhouses in all of those neighborhoods. And the prices are kind of close together. Like they're nearly all half of the listings are like 649 right now.
100% there is in that
But
category. There's-
in some of those areas I wouldn't live and the other areas I would. People, you know what I'm saying? They're not adjusting the price based on their location, which
They're
is
just
important.
it's a 649 because that's where everybody else is listed, right? And most of those agents are doing it, they're out of town. They don't know the communities. So, I don't know. Like, use your head here, people. Like, Jesus, if you don't use an out-of-town agent, I can't sugarcoat it any more than that, right? Don't use one. If they don't do business here, don't use one. They can't give you a proper, again, it works both ways. You're going to use them to buy? Scary. They don't know the area. Are
Yeah.
you going to sell? No, I'm just going to price match somebody else that's 649. Because you're right. There's a good midful of that 649 price point for townhomes today. There's a ton of them. And they're all in different areas. They're going, holy shit. Why would you price it that way?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and then in some areas, 649 would be a good price.
correct. Correct. Yes.
But I see it all over the place. Like it's everywhere where everybody's at the same price.
Yep.
And they're almost like they're not the same square footage or nothing either.
Just just the range, right? Just the range. So, you know, I don't
I don't
know.
know the numbers. I mean, the inventory is rising like crazy.
Yeah.
Buyers seem to like it's even worse now than it was a couple weeks ago, I'm feeling.
Yeah. Seems it's just digging its way in even more. Yeah.
Now, another fact, people, which I even hate to bring up because we're being so negative, but July and August,
It's just not negative. It's just honest. We can give a bunch of bullshit and tell people how great it is out there, where we can just say this is what's going on. And to that side down, we still see listings being listed, and we're still seeing listed properties being sold.
yeah,
But it's going to take time,
but
right?
July and August, Mark, are usually very slow.
And usually, for sure, right now we're very, very slow for the time of year that we're in.
Hey,
Will we?
let's check that quick before we sign off. Why don't I check the sales for the sales numbers from this year and last year at this time and see. Now, my assumption is we're going to be lower.
Well, for sure. But that's the way it's been trending that way for 4 months now. So it
So
shouldn't
freehold sales
Huh?
this year, 85.
be five. Okay.
85. So let's see. Last year, could you imagine if it was more? There's no way.
I don't think it is. 97.
97.
Right. So
So that's
12% without even doing math, which
that's
is
not 12%.
how much?
I don't know.
Five.
It was 12 divided by 90. Yeah, it is 12%. Oh, that was good. That was
So,
good math, Mark, right off the cuff.
so, you know, that's that's what we're seeing. But you know what? I thought it would be higher.
Did
So,
you?
yep. So 12% off transactions. Okay. It just seems that things are, again, things are slow. And yes, there's less transactions being done.
The thing is, though, Mark, the inventory, and let me share this quick too. Where was our inventory level last year?
All right, go check it out. And then I want you to go to a higher range here. I've seen some sales in the higher ranges.
762.
762 last year.
So we're like almost 300 higher.
No, 1 second. Just
right? You want to see some sold sales
uh, sold sales for what?
in the higher range?
Yeah, dude. Just
I can do that.
so inventory's up 30% last year. So inventory's up 30%. Sales are 12%. Transactions are off by 12.
We have 20 sales between 800 and a million.
So far,
Mm-hmm.
go a million and above.
12.
Well, okay. That's not bad because I've seen some sales come out higher, some higher ranges.
Yeah, that's actually not bad because I think last month in that range, we only had 16 total.
Yeah.
So
So,
that range is actually not doing horrible.
no. See, folks, it's not all that bad. It's just once you peel the onion back and you start looking, yes, it's not great, but there's still some activity. Things are taking a little longer. And I think we're still getting used to will we be ever used to that? Where we would, if we're comparing to the COVID, holy cow, you're just running with showings and showings. You go, what's going on? I'm not getting any showings. Holy cow.
I
Right?
know that's the problem.
Like it's just,
And you know what else is funny? It's like everybody is saying the same thing. Like I'm not even getting showings. Like you talk to people and you see it on our Sutton site and you see it on all these sites where people are like, we're not even getting showings. Like, and we think we're priced well.
yeah, yeah. Well, you think you're priced well, and sometimes,
And open houses are dead.
yeah, I only got two in the weekend last, like it was quiet. And I
I
and
got
I
one.
spent $100 on a sponsored ad for Facebook. Two people. One was a neighbor. That's it.
I
Right.
know.
So yeah, again, the weather was great too. Like when the weather's nice, I know what I like to do. Right. So I want to be outside. So it's, crappy days are to do the open houses. Don't do them on a nice day.
Well, I had one that which I was I'll just say this and we'll sign off. I thought my pictures and stuff were pretty good. I mean, I have a professional photographer and all that. And I did my open house in Ramara on Saturday or Sunday, and they showed up and they said, Diane, this is the first house we've been in that we actually thought it was nicer than the pictures.
Yeah. That happens at times, right? Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of times you look at the pictures, you go in and you're disillusioned, you're not happy. You're like, oh boy. And he said, this one's actually the exact opposite. I actually liked it better than the pictures.
Yeah, I agree. Okay,
Anyway,
let's
I
wrap
think
up.
that's it for our mid-month update and everybody just hang in there. It's got to get better, Mark. We got to, it has to.
Fast, dude. It's just gonna take some time.
Yeah.
Okay, see ya.
See ya.